This video will contain sensitive content based on allegations towards me. Please be advised that those of younger ages shouldn't involve themselves due to the following: mentions of swearing, rape, porn, grooming, pedophilia, ostracizing/bullying of individuals, sexual abuse, the use of slurs, exploitation, doxing, toxic behavior, mentions of suicide, the joking of suicide, and endangerment of minors. If you're sensitive to any of these topics, I advise you to click off this video. You have been warned.
And here we are again. Hello folks, my name is the Simpleton Apollo, and I don't give a flying fuck what you're triggered by. If you are watching my commentary, then leave right now. If you have a weak stomach, that's what I'm going to put it as. I'm calling out a predator once again because she's probably didn't fucking get it the first time. So here we go again. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
My name has become infamous now, what with the hashtag #StopHopefulLucille on Twitter, that only survived for 3 days at the latest, and the sudden video uploads of prison mate Luke and Nani, along with a few others, but they're mostly minors that don't know the full story of the situation.
Ah, yes, because you forget the 34-year-old man who called your ass out, even though my video did not get nearly as many views. But still, it's just minors that don't know the full story. Hey, bitch, you were the adult! She was the child! You should have said no! Try again. Oh, wait, you are! And you're still gonna fail! Oh, God. Wow, where is my fucking mixed drink?
Others. The victim wishes for me to not name her, so I will not do so. Instead, I'll refer to her simply by her pronouns. I'll make sure to edit in when I'm talking about her since things may get confusing at times. This video is meant to look at her video while trying to explain my slip-ups and any additional context she never gave, so I apologize beforehand if I forget something or if I didn't give a better explanation to a specific point.
What specific point? That you should have said no and that she was too young? Because you did victim blame her. You said that she was attracted to you first, and you took the ball and ran with it. I've mentioned this in my fucking commentary to you. Both parts, by the way. And here you are, once again, you're going to try to make excuses for what you've done. You're going to try to make excuses, and it boggles the fucking mind, woman. What the fuck is wrong with you? You are like the female version of the Mr. Girl person that I've commentated on, who is an actual predator as well. Just because you're female doesn't make you any less of a predator if you prey on children.
She feels as if I had groomed her, so I apologize. Again, it wasn't my intention whatsoever.
That is not an apology. That is just you trying to say, oh, look at me, I'm a good person, I had no idea what I was doing. Maybe you should have done some fucking research, woman. The fault lies with you.
You never mentioned being uncomfortable with all of this during and after our relationship.
Listen to this. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You still committed a crime. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You still committed a crime. Do you not understand that you were the adult in this situation? The fact that you're still doing the victim blaming thing, Jesus fucking Christ, I should just end the video here. Like, why should I watch the entire hour of your explanation? I sat through your 30 minutes of drivel, and now you're gonna still blame the victim? Okay, let's go on.
So I genuinely had no idea you were uncomfortable or disgusted with my past behavior. My previous video script was horribly written, hence why I sounded as if I were condescending, sarcastic, and I was a superior party.
That had a script! Yes, you did sound condescending. You did sound like you were the superior party. And you want to know why you did? It's because you know what you fucking did. You thought you didn't do anything wrong. And instead of apologizing like you should have done, the only reason why I know about this video was because I was going to remake the commentary I did on you because I now have video making software. But you brought this out. So this is perfect material. And not only is it perfect material, I get to call out you once again, Lucille.
Making it out to be as if I were manipulating the whole situation. So I apologize for this slip-up.
You're apologizing because you got caught. Nothing else, nothing more.
Along with that, the Najito kinning was off-putting as well, adding to the manipulative narrative.
Listen, I don't care if you were like a Danganronpa drawn fan character. Here's Apollo Justice, drawn as Apollo as a Danganronpa fan character. It wasn't that. It was just how your tone was, how your logic was, and how you sounded. It had nothing to do with you just pretending to be a Danganronpa character. It just was off-putting that you pretended to be a Danganronpa character and not treat this with the seriousness that it needed to be treated as.
It's not uncommon to hear someone kinning a character as a coping mechanism. I have friends who do this.
There's kinning a character, and then there's trying to look up to the morals of said character. My character that I look up to, like I said, is Apollo Justice. Even though he's a cynical bastard, he will help defend those he loves, cares about, and he will also defend his defendants to the best of his abilities. That's the difference. And the thing is that that's what I'm doing for stream. However, what I'm doing and what I did is not because I think that I'm pretending to be Apollo Justice. It's because I believe that justice should be served. I think you deserve to go and do what you have done, do the time that you have frickin' committed the crime for, or at least, understand what you did and get help. Because that's how I've always been as a person. This has nothing to do with me pretending to be a character and the fact that you pretended to be a character because you wanted to cope instead of treating the situation with this, with the seriousness that it should have been, really painted you in a bad light. It really did. And the fact that you have so many simps out there backing you still to this day really scares me.
You probably have friends who do this. What I did was the same as anyone else who kins, but what I didn't realize is that it'd be obstructing my thought process when editing my previous video, so I deeply apologize for doing so. My video was poorly planned and horribly executed, plain and simple.
Once again, your avatar should be just that, an avatar. You are you, regardless of what you say or whatnot. I understand that you youngins, because you are a youngin to me, I'm very much older than you, but the thing is that instead of treating this with the seriousness that it was, you pretended to be a character to try and get out of what you did, and it made you look worse. And you're 22 right now. You are 22, woman, and the fact that you did that without realizing the consequences of your actions is pretty frightening. You should have understood that what you should have done, you could have used all of the thing that you did, the mannerisms and whatnot, without being condescending, without any of that. And it would have painted you in a better light. But you didn't do it. And I don't think it's going to help you here either. You should have opened up strong, rather than giving us that weak bullshit nonsense that every one of us saw, and now you're just saying, and by the way, you're still being condescending because you're saying the only ones that really don't understand out of the other two really popular people that called you out, you're saying, oh, they're just minors that don't understand the situation. You didn't help your case at all. And you're still not going to help your case. How are you going to overturn, you were the adult in the situation, but she was attracted to me, therefore I took the ball and ran with it. It was her responsibility. Good luck. Good fucking luck.
I'll first state claims made against me in her newest video that I found important, then give context behind my actions, words, etc.
The second reason is because I'm very afraid for Lucille's audience, who continue to support her.
She states that she's afraid for my fans because of my supposed manipulative behavior during my video. However, I won't go into this thoroughly until later.
It really doesn't matter when you go into it. The fact that you mentioned that you are hanging around minors still, and you have done that to stream, and you probably aren't going to apologize at all, only shows that you're probably going to do it again.
Do know that it wasn't my intention to sound like that.
Before the video even starts, I would like to address the Nagito sprite comments. Before the situation, I had little to no clue who Nagito was, but upon learning that he was a character from the popular series Danganronpa, it became clear what she was trying to do here. That is, to present herself in the likeness of another beloved character, so that people who already have a pre-existing affection for that character would be more likely to latch onto and believe her.
She claims the reasoning behind my caning and acting as Nagito was so people attached to that character would be more inclined to believe me.
And your actions only solidified that, so good luck trying to dig yourself out of this hole.
While yes, you can have your own opinion and speculation as to why I did that in my video, it was nothing more than a hyperfixation on a character and incorporating them into my persona at the time.
Completely irrelevant. Explain yourself.
This hyperfixation was fairly fresh, a day before her first video came out, so it was fair to say that it leaked through the production of my video, which was my bad.
Lucille starts off the video focusing on her name, instead of the situation at large. The beginning segment is meant to sway the viewers into making it seem that I am a scumbag, by purposely referring to her by a name she no longer acknowledges. She also makes sure to tie her old name to my claim, and acts as if, by changing her name, these old claims are no longer tied to her. Except, before my video came out, your channel description still asked people to call you by Sam or Max. Unfortunately, I do not have a screenshot of her channel description pre-call out other than this. You can choose to believe or disbelieve my claim.
And stream, I got your back, because when I first did my commentary, it was off the cuff. Really, it was massively off the cuff. More so than off the cuff than I'm doing here. The thing is that is what you did, Lucille. That's exactly what you did. I pointed that out to you in my own commentary. You spent way too much time on your goddamn name. Like, why didn't you just start with, okay, let me start with the accusations. Let's get to the meat of the matter. Let me explain myself. But instead, you're just like, oh, let's start off with irrelevant nonsense that no one cares about.
Trying to paint me as if I had previous knowledge that you had changed your name, and am purposely using it despite that, is a shitty thing to do.
She says that I didn't have to add in the fact that she had dead named me since nobody outside my Discord server knew that I had changed my name in the first place.
I don't give a fuck what that term means. I don't give a fuck what that is even the thing. Seriously. Focus on what you did instead of the whole, oh, she dead named me. Who the fuck does that even mean? You know, I guess I'm a boomer, massively millennial boomer age, because I'm 34 and I don't understand your new kid lingo. But hey, maybe, just fucking maybe, instead of focusing on the fact that she, quote unquote, dead named you, maybe you should focus on saying, I groomed a child. I made her feel really terrible. But no, here we go again. Once again, you're trying to make me feel sorry for you, and it's just pissing me off.
I didn't even change my YouTube description either. She also claims that because of this, I had tried to paint her as if she had previous knowledge of my name change. And because I had changed my name and channel name, it was assumed that I only did so that I could shake off whatever allegation my previous names had attached to them. Which is not entirely true, but I'll let it slide.
I do not condone dead naming. My previous videos should make it very apparent that I do not like to go out of my way to insult or hurt anyone by using elements of their life against them. Hence why I am referring to Lucille by her preferred name.
You said yourself that you don't condone dead naming, and you have apologized, yet you still go out of your way to show screenshots of when I called myself Sam/Max.
I really don't care about this. Can we get back to the part where you're trying to dig yourself out of the hole? How you were the adult and that she was the child? And you took the ball and ran with it? So can you stop it with this nonsense?
The least you could have done is blurred my dead name and make a note that this was in fact me.
Oh no, 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 no. The least you could have done was told her, no, I'm an adult. I'm sorry I can't be with you. So sorry. You cannot put any blame on her. Stop victim blaming. Stop it right the fuck now. I don't care about your stupid, moronic terminology. Fuck off with that. own up to your mistakes. And your mistake can put you in prison. Her mistake, whatever. I don't give a fuck. What? She's going to get, like, some hateful comments on the internet? Whatever. She can block them. I don't give a fuck. You, on the other hand, you can go to court for this. You can go to jail for this. But instead, you're like, oh, baby, you should... Like, you have no bargaining chips here. Try again. My God. Why am I not surprised that you're not fucking sorry for what you did?
What she is doing is manipulative by using my real-life name because she knows it will put me under intense amounts of distress, especially since she could easily have used the name Stream as she has done so before. Lucille, by the way, is 22. There's no way in the 7 levels of hell she did not know the consequences of her actions. If you believe me to be simply speculating about this, here is one of her replies where she directly acknowledges she did this out of spite.
And because she had used my dead name, I apparently used her real name as a manipulation tactic so that it would distress her and that I used it out of spite. Yes, I did use her real name out of spite, which I apologize for, but at the same time, no, that wasn't my only thought process behind that.
Seriously, fuck off with your stupid moronic terminology. I don't give a flying fuck. I really don't. You are ultimately in the wrong. I don't care if anyone here who's watching my commentary sees me as an asshole. If I hear you talk about dead naming one more fucking time, I'm just going to make a fucking Mario 64 merry-go-round theme behind you talking about it, because I am sick and tired of you bringing it up. Then the fact that you did not have permission, and that you admitted it, did not have permission to use Stream's real name, shows that you were the less mature party. She called you by a name that you weren't even going by at the time. So you could use that as an alias. That was an alias to you. She was still protecting you, and you fucking tried to out her by using her real name. Did you think of that? No, you didn't. You didn't think about her safety, but she still, even though she called you out, and she called you out pretty fucking hard. She really did. But she still protected your real name. You didn't show her the same kindness. Therefore, you look even worse than she does. You already looked worse than she does if that's her only quote-unquote crime against you. You actually committed a crime. And she still defended you while she called your ass out. Little fucking bitch. Manipulative little cunt you are.
My thought process of using her real name was because I wasn't talking about Streamline Workshop, the only persona that makes rant videos and animation memes, but I was talking about the person behind the screen. Nevertheless, I shouldn't have used her real name, and I apologize.
So sorry, but the Irate Gamer and RMake21 and a few other game reviewers, Spax3 included, have all used that stupid character excuse. It's like, oh, I was talking to the person behind the screen. Hey, if you wanted to talk to the person behind the screen, why didn't you message her? Why didn't you make the video private and then send it to her? There's so many options that you could have taken. Instead, you decided to go with this moronic option. Or should I say, your other moronic option. Before this one, of course, because this is still a moronic option. No. Do not play the character excuse with me. That's a 10-year-old excuse. I know you were 12 at the time, but now you're 22, probably going on 23. Grow the fuck up.
Her nonchalant attitude about everything gives the viewer the impression that the situation is not that bad and a lot more casual, like you're just talking about your run-of-the-mill tea.
She claims that my nonchalant attitude downplayed the situation entirely, and as stated earlier, my previous video was poorly executed and I wrote that script as if I were playing a character, which is true to an extent.
No, not to an extent. That's exactly what you fucking did. You moron.
Lucille here clearly states this video is to defend herself. Quote, defending myself leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but I guess I'll have to make do with what I have. End quote. This video is not a proper response to my call out. This video is meant to defend herself, no matter what the mods on her channel and she herself insists.
Yes, my previous video was made to defend myself and to explain a few things, even unnecessary details such as my personal life, another aspect that was pointed out to me manipulating the audience to take my side. It was as if I were being timed on giving answers, and it was worsened by mob mentality.
Okay, so once again, you're proving Stream right. You are. Like, you just said what she said. You confirmed what she said. When are you going to learn that just because now you think you're more enlightened with the world, I guess, maybe you fucking kissed a tree or fucked a duck. I don't give a fuck. Seriously. You are a weird person, and I have every right to insult you, so... And if any of her fans, any of you hopeful Lucille fans come after me, take this middle finger and shove it up your ass. What this bitch did to a child, she should be apologizing for it, or doing time. She should face consequences for her actions, and yet I'm seeing none of that. You know, this is why I'm not answering the fucking bullshit that she just said. Because she acknowledged that Stream was right. Maybe, just fucking maybe, you should not follow this person. And go, maybe she's wrong for doing that to Stream. Rather than you simps going and probably trying to attack her, or defending Lucille here with undefined fervor and some shit. I don't fucking know. Like, you guys are fucking pathetic. Like, I'm sorry, simps. Hopefully Lucille's not gonna fuck you. And yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be that guy. Why not? Why shouldn't I treat this as a giant joke? Because, Jesus fucking Christ, lady, if you would actually own up to your wrongdoing, I would have some respect for you. But you're not. You go on about this dead naming bullshit nonsense, and then the shit that you're trying to explain yourself, and you're doing a poor job at that. What the fuck is next?
Due to the fact the claims made against me are very serious and illegal.
Lucille then tries to make it seem like I am just as bad as her by sticking me with a label that sounds scary, and people are generally unfamiliar with. Except, it's not a crime to be attracted to people who are older than you. It's a natural part of evolution to be attracted to signs of maturity. That's normal. Either way, this definition cannot be applied to me, as it is well known that I am asexual, meaning I don't feel sexual attraction to anyone. Being attracted to someone who is significantly less mature to you, in mind or body, is a crime. Lucille brushes aside the entire last section by leaving me with a definite label, and herself with none. The viewer is then sure to latch on to the label that is given, and since all previous labels are just obviously bad things, will automatically assume that the label assigned to me is bad, and makes me just as bad as her. This is one of the first examples of Lucille's manipulation.
I brought up the term teleophile because I was given labels such as pedophile and child predator, and groomer. A teleophile doesn't have much of a weight added to it since it's completely normal for a younger person to be attracted to an older person, but the moment an older person likes a younger person, it's a different story. And because I brought up teleophilia and labeled her under it, it automatically doesn't apply to her because the definition for the term says you have to be sexually attracted to the mature party, and she's asexual. Then it'd be correct for me to say that I don't apply under pedophilia because my sexuality doesn't apply under a certain age group. I gave her a definite label, teleophile, while I left myself with none. However, I classified myself under ephebophile, and then corrected myself by saying that I can't be because I'm not sexually attracted to minors, and certainly not this specific age group. Which means you're correct in saying that you're not a teleophile because you're not sexually attracted to adults.
Look, I really don't give a shit at this point what terms you all want to use. All I care about is that, yes, you were attracted to Stream, Lucille. You have mentioned this many times in your video. And even though you didn't outright admit it, you did say you had a relationship with her, and you did say you dated, but then you said you didn't date. You kept changing your story. It doesn't matter whether she was asexual or attracted to you. I don't care. The fact is, you had an attraction to her, and she did have an attraction to you in some way, shape, or form. because you should have picked up on that. You should have said no. And even if I accept this asexual thing, she came up to you and said, I'm asexual, this isn't sexual or anything. The thing is that you should have said, but, it's kind of weird. I'm going to back off. You should have backed the fuck off. You should have backed off. You should have had her at arm's length and just made sure you kept yourself safe. But instead, once again, you took the ball and ran with it. And you did take the ball and run with it. Because she shared on her freaking Twitter timeline that you called her your girlfriend. But go on with your bad self, I guess.
Lucille's recounting of this situation is mostly accurate up to this point. I say mostly because she has left out an important detail that is quite incriminating to her person. Lucille and I met on the 9th of February. I found her channel through Fano shouting out Lucille on her old Discord and community tab. I was the one who asked Fano to include Lucille in the family, with the hopes of growing closer to her.
I had claimed she initiated the crush-like behavior first, which is true, but to her, I'm lying because I initiated first without knowing her feelings, which you cannot blame me for since I didn't know her feelings during the time until you had told me.
And I told you, you moronic bimbo, that doesn't fucking matter because you were the adult in the situation! When are you gonna get that through your thick fucking skull? Even if she admitted to you first, regardless if her feelings were true or not, you should have said no! Watch a Chris Hansen video or How to Catch a Predator. You'll find out how they catch predators.
Regardless, she said that she might like me only because she was a fan and had asked Fano to add me to the family in hopes of getting closer to me. Other people knew she had an interest in me, and I obviously hadn't known, but I confidently took the role of dad and rightfully played my part as part of the family.
What Lucille failed to mention, however, is that she hid her age from me for quite some time. I can't find the exact date she revealed her age to me, but up until the 18th of February, I was still in the dark about her age. Why would Lucille frame the situation like this? It makes it seem as if I, having fully known her age, should have backed off.
During the time I was getting to know everyone, my age wasn't known and only a handful of friends knew. She claims that I'm hiding my age not because of a legitimate reason, but as a tactic pedophile/child predators/groomers use. I'm not denying that it was wrong of me to keep my age from her. It's not that I didn't want to keep my age hidden because I was a predator trying to lull a minor to surrender themselves to me, which, by the way, but because I wasn't comfortable with giving my age or even comfortable being my age.
Never mind that I was a starstruck minor without a fully developed brain. Why would Lucille hide her age for any reason? The excuse that it's because she's part of the animation meme community can only be used to her detriment.
I won't even use the excuse that because I was in the animation community, it gave me the right to hide my age. Again, it was not the reason why I did so in the first place. And I apologize for not knowing any better, despite being the older party. She called herself a starstruck young fan, hence why she liked me and why she didn't back off in the first place. However, I cannot blame you. You weren't supposed to be the one putting your foot down because you're a minor in this situation. I should have been the one to know when things were getting uncomfortably close, yet I didn't, and this is my fault to bear.
And with that, the commentary is over. You admitted your wrongdoing. I don't care to hear anymore. I don't want to hear any more of your excuses. How she was attracted to you, how she was just a starstruck minor, and how you want to blame her for that later on. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do your duty as an adult, and boom, you're in this situation. You have no one to blame but yourself. Too bad, so sad. Fuck off. You making an hour-long video on all of this is moronic. Especially after you decided to go off and admit your fucking wrongdoing. But you still want to defend yourself? How? How can you defend yourself when you just admitted to your crime? You can't. I'm sorry. Stop it. Get some help. Go to therapy or turn yourself into the police. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care at this point. But at this point, either you realize what you did and actively try to change yourself so you don't hurt another minor. I'm done. Have a nice day, everyone.